inputs and outcomes. Hey, it's Michael Zipursky. I'm here in LA right now meeting some clients at one of our client masterminds for consulting success. And I want to talk to them about inputs and outcomes, because this is something that I see that kind of runs through a lot of the communications, proposals, marketing materials, website. I mean, you name it. Understanding the difference and the distinction between an input and an output, or what we really like to focus on in terms of outcomes. And this is probably one of the most dramatic shifts that you can make in how you view all of your marketing materials, as well as proposals, and even your conversation. So let's just break it down. Inputs is essentially describing what you do. So if you are going to have, let's say, run a workshop for clients, if you're going to do a series of interviews for your clients, if you are going to walk the manufacturing floor, the production line with your clients, if you are going to take your clients through some sort of an assessment, or whatever you are going to do in your specific area, that is an input, right? That is something that you are going to do, something that you are kind of going to kind of provide as part of your service offering. And then the opposite of an input, right, is an output, meaning what do you get out from it? But it's not so much of an output, because output could be considered as a deliverable, meaning that you might go walk the shop floor and then you might create a report that provides recommendations on how to improve that production line, as an example. So that would be an input, right? Walk the floor and do it, follow your process. And then the output would be that you create a report for that. Now, many times consultants focus only on inputs, right? So when we are reviewing proposals for clients and we are having conversations about consultants' growth plans with their firms and how to take things to that next level, we'll often see in their proposals, in their marketing kind of copy, their website materials, just everything that they kind of run people through, or that people see, their ideal clients see, and the marketplace sees, is very focused on inputs, what they're going to do. Next, they then tend to kind of focus on outputs, which are the deliverables of what they're going to give to their client. But that's the mistake, because what you really should be focused on as a consultant are outcomes, meaning what is the result, the value, and benefit that your client will get from what you are going to do. So imagine in a proposal, you will certainly list the inputs of, hey, here's what we're going to do, right? Here's the process we're going to go through, or here's the different kind of, we're going to run some assessments. We're going to have some interviews with your key executives. We're then going to hold a workshop to discuss that stuff. Maybe you'll provide a report. So that's kind of an output. But most importantly, what you should not forget, and this is what I see again, so many people forgetting as we kind of look at this with our clients, is the focus on outcomes. So if you are going to walk the production line, how will that benefit your client? What are they going to get from that? If you are going to interview a series of, a group of executives inside of their company, what is the benefit that they're going to get from that? If you are going to run a workshop for them to discuss the findings of all of that, how will that help them? And so outcomes is the key for you to focus on, right? And the outcomes should not just be arbitrary. They should not be just things that you think are important, but the outcomes should relate back to what the client has told you is most important for them. So, you might find that by running, the goal of running the workshop is to align the key kind of executive team with a plan of, like an action plan or strategic plan of how to move the business forward. And by doing, breaking that down on a quarterly basis, which will allow them to achieve their growth goals of adding $10 million in additional, profit or top line revenue per quarter, per year, whatever, right? So always think about, when you list something in terms of an input, ask yourself, what is the outcome from that? So by doing X, what will the outcome be? And again, the outcome is the value, the benefit, the result, right? That your ideal client, or that the client you're working with, cares about and wants. So don't just think input and don't just think output, but think outcome.